Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Navtej Aluwalia, and today we will be talking about how to get out of debt. When we talk about debt, there are so many types of debt people carry these days, and it's harder than ever to take control of your money. Now people go into debt because of all kind of reasons, but it is mostly connected to personal pleasures. They go into debt to buy things like cars, expensive clothes, or even latest iPhones. This from the outside make people look rich, but in reality it is making them poorer as they are stealing away from their future self. Now, if I'm in debt, this is what I will do to take back control of my finances. First, you need to sit down by yourself or with your partner if you're married, as your partner needs to be on the same page, otherwise, this won't work. And you need to be honest with yourself and ask yourself this question: how much debt do you owe? If you don't know this figure over the top of your head, don't worry. Let's work it out. Make a list of all the debt you owe. Now, this includes everything you owe to anybody, which includes the banks, your parents, or your friends. For example, here is what an average personal debt looks like. Let's say you have a car loan of $25,000 at 12%, and then you have a student loan of $15,000 at 5%, credit card debt of $4,000 at 18%, and you have a second credit card debt of $1,200 at 16%, and a home loan of $350,000 at 5%. This is a good debt, and in perfect world, this should be the only debt we should have in our life. Now, once the list is made, you need to understand that any debt apart from your home loan, which includes car loan, payday loans, credit cards, or any debt for personal consumption, is bad, and you should not have this debt at all. The only way you stay out of debt is if you change your habits. You will have to stop yourself to change your lifestyle and stop borrowing money. And from the time you have started to pay your debt down to zero, plus you haven't built up a 3 to 6 months of emergency fund, say no to vacations, eating out, buying new clothes, or any unnecessary shopping. Next step after finding out how much debt do you owe is to get on a budget. Let's do a breakdown. Calculate your after-tax take-home pay. Couple can join their income here and create a budget together. Your budget should cover all your essential expenses only. This includes food, basic food items, no expensive food items here, rent or mortgage, your utility bills, which is power, water, and gas bills, transportation, which is fuel cost or bus or train pass, and any other monthly expenses, including insurance. Now, because you are paying off debt, non-essential spending is not allowed. So no mindless spending on coffees, dining outs, or shopping. Now add all these expenses and take it out of from your take-home pay. Any remaining money should be used towards paying the debt. And if the money is in negative, which means your expenses are more than your take-home pay, in this case, you need to cut back on expenses. It might be a good idea to start looking for ways to increase your income. Now, in order to pay off your debt quickly, you need to come up with a plan. So let's have a look. Now, there are two methods to get out of debt: an Avalanche method, and second is debt snowball. First we have is Avalanche method, which is more of a practical way of clearing your debt, and you pay less interest overall. With Avalanche method, you need to put your debt in order from the highest APR to the lowest. You need to make minimum payment on all your debt. Now, any extra money left in the budget after paying off expenses and minimum payment on all your debt should be paid towards the debt with the highest APR. Once fully paid, you then move on to the second highest APR, and you keep on doing this until all of the debt is paid. Let's use the number from the previous example, and we will use Avalanche method to pay it off. So now, as we know that we have one credit card debt of $4,000 at 18%, we have another credit card of $1,200 at 16%, a car loan of $25,000 at 12%, and a student loan of $15,000 at 5%. Using this method, we will make the minimum payment on the second credit card, car loan, and on the student loan. And now whatever the remaining balance is, we will use it towards paying off the highest APR debt, which is the first credit card of $4,000 at 18%. Once this credit card is paid off, we will then move on to the second credit card of 16% APR, and we will put all the extra payments towards this credit card to pay it off. With Avalanche method, we will pay the credit card in 9 months if we make a payment of $500 per month. And we will continue this pattern until the debt is gone. And second type of method is Snowball method, which is more of a psychological based method, and it works. To understand this method, imagine a snowball rolling down a hill. It starts small, but as it grows, it also gets faster. In theory, this is exactly how the debt snowball method works. With this method, we will make a minimum payment towards all the loans except the one with the lowest APR. And we will put all the extra money towards this lowest debt so that we can pay it off as soon as possible. Once it is paid, we will then move to the next lowest APR and clear it off as soon as possible using the same pattern. And we will keep doing this until all our debt is paid. Let's use the same numbers and try to pay this debt off using debt snowball method. With the debt snowball method, we will be paying minimum payments toward each of the 3 other loans and then allocate whatever is left over towards the student loan of $15,000 with the lowest APR. And we will try to put as much as extra payments towards this loan so we can clear it off as soon as possible. And once this debt is clear, we will then move on to the debt with the lowest APR, which is car loan. And we will use the same pattern again until all the debt is paid. With the snowball method, it will take us 33 months to pay off the $15,000 balance if we pay $500 each month. Once it is paid, we can start paying the car loan and we can continue the pattern until the debt is gone. Now, which of these methods is the fastest and the cheapest method? If you are motivated by quick win, then the snowball method is the best for you. But if you do the math, the avalanche method will save you more on interest and you will pay your debt off faster. Research has shown that people are more successful using the snowball method, even if it is the more expensive method, and will pay your debt slower when compared to the avalanche method. Bottom line is, although one debt repayment plan is based on math and the other one on thinking, both of these methods are beneficial if you can use them successfully. It is said that on average, a couple will take 18 to 12 months to pay off all their debt if they take it seriously. So start now and finish off your debt as soon as possible. Now the question comes into mind is, should I use my savings to pay off my debt? Short answer is yes. And I know we all love our savings account, whatever X amount of money we have in there, because we have worked so hard to build it up and it is very hard to let it go. But the reality is that if our savings are less than our debt, we technically have zero savings. The sooner you understand this is the sooner you get out of debt. Now before we go, here are some of my personal suggestions I use to pay off debt faster. At number 1, we have stop borrowing money. The first and most important step in clearing out of any debt is to stop having new debt, which is why we shouldn't be using our credit card anymore and we should stop having new loans or any debt of any kind. Therefore, no more swiping credit cards, no more new loans, and no more new debt. At number 2, we have getting a part-time job. We should try to earn some extra cash by working over the weekends so that we can pay off the debt faster. There are many people who drive Ubers on the weekend or deliver pizzas just to pay off their debt faster. Try to make some extra cash by working over the weekends as an Uber driver or delivering pizzas or anything you are comfortable with. The more extra cash you have with you, the faster you get out of debt. At number 3, we have do not invest. Stop investing your money into the stock market while paying off debt. You can always start investing once your debt is paid off. At number 4, we have sell items on Facebook Marketplace or Trade Me. So go into your closet and find out the things you don't use anymore. You can always sell these items on Facebook Marketplace and make some extra money. I once sold my old shoes on Facebook Marketplace and I was shocked that people will buy anything if they are sold at the right price. Use these suggestions to pay off your debt faster. And once your debt is paid off, never go into debt again. Life happens in an instant and you may not have enough income to survive an emergency or if your situation is changed. This is why it is important to have an emergency fund to support you in any situation. It is recommended to have 3 months of living expenses in your emergency fund if you have a stable income, or 6 months of living expenses if you have more of an irregular income. But there is no harm in having 6 months of living expenses in your emergency fund. I have made a separate video on emergency fund, so you can check that out on my channel. I will leave the link in the description. Alright guys, that's all for today. Hope you get something of value from this video, and I will see you soon with another one next Sunday. Until then, goodbye.